Welcome, Globals, to the Globals Connect third edition, our hybrid networking event this Thursday, 8th of May. Welcome on board. We are looking forward to connect you and sharing some news for keynote speakers and some online networking event. So the main idea of this is like to enjoy, have fun, have embraced the global spirit, be responsible, positive energy. Try to keep the video on. We want to see your face as well. For the ones who are online or the offline, we see you. So the agenda for today. So this is the welcome overview, 5 minutes, and then I'll leave the main stage to Jutta Jakobi, Managing Director of GITEX Europe. We're sharing about managing Europe's largest tech and startup and investment event that we're excited to join from the 21st, 22nd and 23rd of May. So she will tell us not only that event, I hope to hear you have a lot of experience. So we will have a lot of, not for this, but for many previous events as well. So I'm excited, we're excited to hear that from Jutta. Then we have an open mic session, all right? So whoever wants to share what is your venture, what is your current project, feel free to join and spread. And then we have some speed networking online. And then we do the wrap up and then the offline networking offline here from the social hub at the beautiful terrace for some drinks, enjoying the sea. For next time, I hope you guys welcome you on board offline. All right. So we just came back from the EU Startup Summit from Malta. As you can see, we have a very intensive European tour that we're going to share about the global vision. Looking forward to welcome you and sharing. So you see here our plan. We are repeating our European tour this year around the main European tech conference cities. We've been in Miami last month, scouting what are the best conferences to join and share with our network. So our tours in Americas is building up. So we're doing right now the partners conference to partner with them. And then 27 Asia, Middle East, then 28 Africa and Australia. So that's the 4 years growth plan to spread the global vision. You saw that we launched our new WhatsApp community that is growing fast with many groups, many different options. And of course, supporting the global entrepreneurship movement that we've won, becoming a partner, becoming a member, so we can continue spreading and growing together with you. And we are right now scouting ambassadors. So we have a global ambassador, Trent. Say hi, yeah. And we are already scouting the ambassador for different cities. All right, so without further ado, that was my short introduction. And I will leave the main stage. Jutta, the stage is yours. Happy to welcome you after many years in the startup ecosystem, empowering the global tech ecosystem from Germany. You've been running successful events and conference and with your experience. And now it's an honor to work together again. And I will look super excited about hearing your story and hear about GITEX Europe. Jutta, the stage is yours.
Thanks, Mario, for the invitation. And it's really a funny thing, after I've been out of the trade fair business for nearly 3 years, that the path with so many people that I met before are crossing again. So did ours. Yes, I took over this role of managing director for GITEX Europe last year in summer. And I thought, oh, well, it's a year to go. That will be an easy thing. And now we are 2 weeks ahead. And I can tell you, I would love to have some 2 or 3 months more till we are going to open the doors here on the Berlin Fairground. But at the end of the day, we are pretty happy and we are pretty proud of what the team was able to put together here. And I try to give you kind of a short overview. Where does it come from? What is the intention, and what is the content and the concept behind that the visitors and exhibitors both might accept if they're participating at the show? So we started the conversation with one of our media partners, and they came back with a concept, and the headline was Dubai Roots and Berlin Pulse. And I really like this kind of motto because it's actually what it is about. So we have a heritage of more than 40 years of Dubai, GITEX Global in Dubai. It started actually 44 years ago. And the team in Dubai thought, okay, why should we not replicate this great great concept of GITEX Global to other ecosystems, to other economic areas. And the first area that the team decided to go to was the northern countries of Africa, and they decided to go to Morocco. So we just recently had the third edition of GITEX Africa in Morocco. And the second one that has been announced was GITEX Europe. It was back in October 2023. And Franziska Giffey was in Dubai, and the announcement of having GITEX in a European edition taking place in Berlin was announced nearly 1.5 years ago. And the family grew since then. I will not go into any of the details, but as you can see on the slide, yes, the family is growing, and it is still growing. Just when we had GITEX Asia in Singapore 2 weeks ago, we announced that there will also be a GITEX in Vietnam. So we are really taking this concept, and I will now go a little bit deeper into what is this concept about. We are carrying it to other regions where we see both the demand side from the economy, as well as the supply side from the software companies. So what is GITEX about? Quite simply, the companies that are exhibiting at the show, they all do have digital solutions, also known as software solutions. So not everything that is nowadays called digital is really just digital. It's at the end of the day, it's software solutions or software-based solutions that the companies are showcasing at the show. And the visitors that we are expecting should be coming from companies. So it's about the professional need for software solutions. We are not addressing any of the consumer topics at the show. There might be some B2B2C solutions, yes, but the audience that we want to have on the visitor side are definitely business visitors. So no consumer visitors. And when I got the call from the headhunter last year in February, that was actually one of the first questions that I had, asking him, is the concept of GITEX meanwhile a clear B2B one? Because that is one of the reasons I assume that CeBIT actually failed at the end of the day. I was working for CeBIT nearly 10 years because we never made this decision of, is it a B2B or is it a B2C show? And that is difficult if you're talking about software solutions, because there's only a very small overlap from an audience perspective. But it's really challenging from the company side if you're going to exhibit, if you have this mixed structure of visitors. So yes, GITEX is purely business oriented. And on the exhibitor side, we have the full range of companies providing those solutions. So it can be a startup, it can be an SMB digital solution provider, and we also have the big tech companies. And that's why I'm flipping to the next slide. So our biggest partners for this year's edition here over in Berlin are IBM and Amazon Web Services. But we have a couple of other ones that you can see here. In total, we are expecting some 1,500 exhibitors. If you see those 2,000 enterprise and startup number on the left-hand side, that also includes the buyers, the strategic buyers that we are explicitly inviting to participate as a visitor to the show. So we are expecting more than 500 really executive people, executive visitors from meaningful and big corporations participating in the show. We have a couple of supporters at our side. Yes, it is about Berlin. So Berlin, we get a lot of political support from the Berlin government, Berlin partner, but we also have international partners. No wonder that Dubai is supporting us because the Emirates also have a big interest in getting access to the European markets, but also attracting companies from European origin to get over to Dubai and the other Emirates to actually make business over there. So bringing new solutions, new ideas, and innovations to the United Emirates. The biggest achievement I think that the team really made is that we have the European Innovation Council as a pretty close and a big partner at our side. It will be the first time that the European Commissioner for Startups is going to participate in the show, and she will be there on the first day. So this is really a great achievement. She will be opening GITEX together with the mayor and maybe with one of the new federal ministers from Germany. They got their invitations while they were at the president's office here in Berlin. Just at the moment when they got their certificates, I pressed the button and sent the invitation. So maybe we also get some of the federal ministers participating, not sure yet. Getting into the details, we are going to fill 6 halls on the fairground. And you can see the topics over here. 2 of the halls are dedicated to startups. One is nearly fully booked with Germany. So we have, for the first time ever, and that is something that we as a team really pushed the organizers to go for. We have the first time that the federal ministry owning the Startup Germany initiatives, together with the different federal states and their local initiatives, are being represented at a show for an international audience under the brand of Startup Germany. So that's actually the first time that you can really see the full power and the diversity of the German startup ecosystem. It's the first time. Even Bavaria is participating. They are coming to Berlin, which is a good one. And we have in total 8 of the federal states who participate with an individual booth, but everything under the umbrella of Startup Germany. And you can see the rest of the topics. Not really surprising that we have AI, that we have cloud, green tech, cybersecurity, some public sector topics, but also some very traditional ERP solutions will be showcased, because there are a lot of companies across Europe, not only in Germany, but across Europe, who are still lacking the basic ERP installations for their business processes. There are a lot of country organizations supporting us. I will not go into any of the details. The list of countries participating really gets longer and longer. On Monday evening, we got a participation and a registration from a company in Colombia. So we are meanwhile covering all the continents. This is a nice picture. Getting to a bit more to the visitor side, we are a cross-industry event, and that is something that the exhibitors really celebrate us, and they are really happy that there is again a cross-industry show. I can tell you, when I was with CeBIT, that was the thing that everybody was complaining about. CeBIT is everything but nothing, because at those times, 10 years ago, 7 years ago, there were so many industry-specific solutions that have just been developed and released to the market. But in the meantime, with all the software as a service solutions that you have around, there are only a few that really have an industry focus. Yes, there are some on-top applications that need to be industry focused. But at the end of the day, if you take a look at the value chains of the companies that they are working in, if you follow the platform economy philosophy, then everybody understands that it's really kind of a heterogeneous and a getting closer together of the different industries. So yes, we are cross-industry, and the exhibitors are happy because they do not have to go to 16 different events and to showcase their solutions. They can just go to one, and they can meet any of the industry representatives over there. The split of the visitors is quite a traditional one. We expect 15 to 20% from large enterprise, some 70% from the German Mittelstand, European Mittelstand, some 15% from government institutions. And talking about the country split, we expect 60% from DACH region, another 20 to 30% from other European countries, and the rest of the visitors are supposed to come from the rest of the world. Talking about the function, who should be, or from which department should the people come that are participating? It's mainly any function that is making a decision or supporting the decision of installing a digital solution or deciding on a software implementation project. This is the CIO, it can be the chief digital officer, it can be the chief strategy officer. For sure, it's the procurement officer because he's the one who is finally pressing the button in the approval system. So procurement plays an incremental role. But it's not only that we are looking for the C-level of those departments, but also for the employees that are working on the projects, that are preparing kind of the RFPs and this kind of task. So it's the C-level, but also the supporting units and the different entities that we are looking at, including, for example, marketing. We all heard about online marketing rockstars that just took place in Hamburg. And yes, there are a lot of very young people dealing with digital marketing solutions. And if you can see, for example, Otto on this slide over here, we will have the CIO of Otto speaking on one of our stages. And this chart just gives you an idea of the number and the breadth and depth of companies that we are integrating into our program. Is it the exhibition part? Is it the conference part, or even the investors program? Some of the companies are exhibitors, but they are also bringing their investment unit. Some of the companies are speaking on stage, but also bringing their investment or their venture units to the show. So it's a great mixture of different companies and functions out of the companies that build up the ecosystem of participants at GITEX. Just giving you an idea of the speakers, it's also going across all the different industries, the different players and stakeholders within the digital ecosystem that we are all dealing with. So one thing that we are really proud of, we got Geoffrey Hinton, godfather of AI, and he's really keen. There was a pretty nice conversation with him yesterday, preparing his session. That was really pretty nice. We can share this document afterwards with you, and I will also share the link to the webpage with you. Maybe on the startup part, the key thing is the startups that are participating at GITEX, they are not just there to get access to investors, which is one of the main reasons why startups are participating at Web Summit and Slush, for example. Participating at GITEX, we always tell the startups who are interested that this is the place to be if they really want to get access to potential buyers. And for that reason, we are organizing matchmaking, which is a man-made matchmaking. So we have 40 people in Dubai. They are matching the profiles of the visitors with the profiles of the startups and the profiles of the investors. And where we see a 80% overlap in the criteria and in the profiles, we're suggesting either the corporate or the investor. These are the startups that fit to your criteria. Do you want to meet them? If they say yes, they really get linked and connected, and they get an appointment into their agenda to meet at a certain time, at a certain place, to have the conversations and to start making business or investing and partnering together. So that is the big difference. It's not only about getting access to investors, but also getting access to potential clients, and we are fostering this and we're supporting startups in getting those access. The last thing that I can share is some contact data. You can see my name, my email address there. And for those of you who really want to be spontaneous, maybe travel to Berlin, there's also a QR code that we can share afterwards for a free ticket. So if you want to join, feel free. I hope you got a kind of a clue what we are planning and having there.
Thanks so much for sharing all these insights. Very looking forward to see all the team in Berlin. How you talk about the team, like how big is the team? I got curious.
Okay, so the team in Germany, it's just 5, but we are doing the local sales and the local marketing and all the relationship stuff that needs to be done, the partnership management. And then we have a team of 12 dedicated salespeople that support us, and they are just doing sales for GITEX Europe. And then we have all these operational functions like project management, marketing, conference management. So any conference element that you can see there, it's really also homemade. So we're not giving away any of the stages to any associations. We are really doing all the content stuff ourselves, and that team is really doing an amazing job. So all in all, I think
Rock
it's
stars.
about some 40, 45 people working on this project, which is not a lot, I can tell you, comparing it to CeBIT.
David, what is like half of it, or like in comparison to that?
Not, yeah,
not
not half, but 2/3, I would say. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I see a lot of AI everything. Will you tell us what is that, or what's the connection?
So AI Everything is a AI dedicated conference that we are organizing for Dubai and Abu Dhabi. And in Abu Dhabi, it was really a separate conference, 2 days, fully packed with AI topics and AI solutions. And during GITEX Global, it's kind of a side event. It's a co-located conference focusing on AI. And for the initial edition of GITEX Europe, we decided also to have it as an integral part. So it's one of the stages is dedicated to AI topics only, and that's the AI Everything at GITEX Europe. That might change next year. So depending on the feedback that we get, that might change. But the AI Everything in Abu Dhabi in February, that was just amazing.
I heard about
it was a huge show. It was really incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, well done getting the father of AI, Geoffrey. I think that's a major as well. That will attract a lot of interesting people as well. And I will open also the stage for questions if you guys have so many questions. Our ambassador of Global Strength have a question for you, Jutta.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi there, Jutta. Is the Berlin office responsible for the entire European rollout, or is that just Germany?
So I'm influencing a lot of the concept of GITEX Europe because I bring in the experience of CeBIT and I was with IBM doing marketing for IBM. So there's a lot of experience that I'm bringing to the table, and I'm kind of managing the overall concept and putting a lot of local input to the Dubai's ideas and projects. But the team that is based here, the rest of my team, they are actually focusing on the German sales. Yes.
Okay.
So my role is a cross-European one, and the one of the rest of the team is Germany focused.
Let me know if you need any help with the cross-European part. I'm interested in that.
Yeah.
So a question that we have here is like, how come Berlin? How was selected Berlin? How was that decision?
Question. Good question. So actually, the Dubai team was quite clear that they want to go to Europe, and they were looking at 2 or 3 different countries. And then there was a second initiative coming from the Berlin Senate, because Messe Berlin, they were eagerly looking for getting new shows to the Berlin Fairground. And they had a business development manager who did a great job, because he got connected with Dubai World Trade Center and asked, if you're planning to internationalize any of your show concepts, think about Berlin as your location. And all of a sudden, there came 2 ends together. So it was the business development from Messe Berlin and the idea of Dubai World Trade Center going to Europe with a show. And at the end of the day, it was an easy thing. But if you look at the associations, all bigger associations, all the key associations from Germany are based and located, headquartered in Berlin. We have the federal government over here. The biggest startup ecosystem is still the Berlin one, even though Munich is, depending on the figures and the KPIs that you are looking at, Munich will say, no, Munich is bigger. At the end of the day, Berlin is the place to be if you talk about politicians, associations, and the startup ecosystem. There is the flip side, and that is something that I was really worrying about, and I'm quite open here. We only have a little number of huge companies that are headquartered in Berlin. It's Axel Springer, it's the Charité, the hospital, We have Siemens with a major factory here. We have Bombardier, but you do not have this kind of really great industry companies or industrial companies that are around here. If you look at Munich, if you look at Stuttgart, Düsseldorf, you have all the fast-moving consumer good companies around in the Rhine area. So that is one of the flip sides if you decide to go for Berlin.
Agreed. Yeah, I think thanks so much. I think it is there is no other questions online as well. We will pass to the next part of the session, and I see our friend Jess. We have an open mic, and Jessica been supporting women in tech in major tech conference. Maybe Jess want to tell us how you're accelerating the woman in tech ecosystem from different major global tech conferences.
I was in GITEX in Dubai, and it was so many men and robots. And I just wonder if GITEX is really focusing on maybe the woman in tech, or is that something that I can help with? Or what is the take on the rising number in women, supporting women in our field?
So actually, that is one of my passionate topics, getting women first on stage, and specifically the ones that are dealing with tech. So that is why I'm supporting a lot of young people and young women in making their way and taking their stages. So we have a few smaller events around this women in tech thing, but quite frankly, the team was just too small and the project too big to put more effort on this topic. But I just had a call yesterday with the Women in Tech Germany chapter, and we are thinking about doing something bigger together next year, because we have the Women in Tech chapter in Germany. The team shared that there are chapters in each European countries, that you're international. So there are a couple, and my dream actually, Jess, is not having one partner with one women initiative, but bringing together a lot of them, because I'm organized and I'm participating and supporting a lot of different women initiatives. We have Encourage Ventures, which is a female business angel network. We have so many different networks, and my big dream is bringing them all together in one place for one day. So that will be at least one additional hall next year. So happy to connect with you, Jess.
Okay, Dankeschön.
All right. So who else want to open mic? We have Christoph, the startup most famous comedian. I know probably you know Christoph Solich, Jutta, probably.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Hey, Mario. Thanks for calling me out. Now I have to actually find the button to unmute my phone here. Yeah, I'm the most famous comedian, but I'm also the only one, right? I think that's the goal. You always want to be the only one, so then you're automatically the best. That's my approach.
Good pitch. Good pitch. What are you?
Yeah,
what are your projects? What is the highlights coming up?
So my thing is that for me, GITEX is great because I actually I live in Berlin. I'm from Berlin, and I live right behind the trade fair ground. So right now I'm walking around my area, and I'm like 200 meters. So Jutta, if you're working right now, then I'm probably like 5 minutes from where you are. If you're on the trade fair ground, I don't know if you have an office there or whatever. But for me, that's like the best conference ever, because normally I have to go to the airport, I have to fly somewhere, and now I'll walk to GITEX, and it's going to take me 5 minutes. So please do more GITEX in Berlin, because it's going to be my sort of the easiest to reach conference I'll ever have.
Very eco-friendly. Very good, Christoph.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can fall out of bed, 5 minutes later, I'm there. Maybe like take a shower, maybe make it 10 minutes. Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, at least there's one good thing about it, because I don't know if people know Berlin a little bit. The trade fair ground isn't super central. So me living there basically means I live in the forest. And this is like the one time a year that's like a good location from a startup perspective, because for everything else, I always have to go far. Even in the city, all the cool stuff is far away. But I have kids, so the house and the garden and all of that is nice. And then when GITEX comes around, I'm right where I need to be.
Very good. So we have Crystal there. Good to hear from you, Crystal. So we'll keep up, continue. Thanks for sharing, guys, and taking the mic. I have a little video for you guys.
Sales, it's not just a department, not just a function. It's the foundation of every thriving business. A journey, not an endpoint. With the Global Sales Tech Festival, we brought together the sharpest minds in sales and technology. But sales is evolving, and so are we. Today, sales is more than transactions. Our relationships, strategy, vision, and the technology that drives them forward. This year, we redefined sales because the role of sales starts at the core of every company. Starts with a meaning, with a why. We are moving forward. We're not ending GSTF, we're taking it to the next level. Starts with a meaning, with a why. Connecting C-level executives, founders, and industry leaders to shape the future of business. Sales is not an end, it's the foundation of everything. The journey doesn't stop here. It's just the beginning. Innovation, leadership, business growth. Business growth. Business growth. Business growth. What? Global's Tech Festival 2026. Celebrating tech for sustainable growth. Join us as we build the future.
So yeah, that's actually our wrap up. We are like super excited to be in to gather all these conference around Europe, to bring them together in one point, then to join us the 1st of March in Barcelona. Our format is very focused on growth, to show the latest sales AI technologies and the partners that help you to grow. Partners like Jutta, partners like GITEX Europe, that there are amazing partners to help the global tech entrepreneurs to grow. That's why we love to partner with other conference, because that's the best way to collaborate and initiate growth. That's why we give them the stage as well. We have a panel of the different conference around Europe, what they're hosting, so people can come over and they can learn and meet personally to build trust and do business. So our format is mainly conference, workshop, exhibitors area, networking, and after party as well. This year was all about redefining sales in the age of artificial intelligence. We had 500 attendees, 95 decision makers, 60 speakers, gender parity 47%, so that was pretty good. 50 partners from 50 different countries. Amazing sponsors that support us and help us as well. And for us, what is next for us is on Berlin, the Globals on Tour. And we're super looking forward to join GITEX together with Jutta and their team and make the best success. So Jutta, thanks again for joining us and sharing the insights for managing major global tech conferences. And we see you, looking forward to see you in Berlin. We're going to do some networking here offline and have a drink now.